Hey you guys, this is Ambria, and today I'm coming with another topic. This topic is so relatable to anybody, so I better not get no thumbs down, no nothing, no negativity, for real. But it's called How to Spot a Fake Friend. Now, all of us, even us antisocial people, have had friends before, and I can guarantee you about 99% of the duns were fake as hell. So the first things that I really want to talk, actually I have more, I have at least like 12 things I want to acknowledge about fake people, okay? And then I want to explain how to avoid them, how to know, you know, just spread awareness of what's going on with fake people. Okay, so the first number one thing to spot a fake friend is, of course, gossiping. Come on now. Gossiping. We have all gossiped about somebody before. And it's so crazy because you have to really watch out for those people, because it's like if this person is gossiping about a person that they used to be cool with, now all of a sudden if they not cool, they had a little fallout or a huge fallout, now they this, they that, they this, they that. And it's crazy because it's like, if what makes you think that they not gonna gossip about you? What makes you think that they're not doing it to you already behind your back? And you can really tell something, like, you can really tell when something's sketchy and fishy when they stop talking to you. When they stop talking to you, they talk about you. So that's a fake friend right there already. Gossiping and drama. But we gonna say the drama part for a little bit later, in a little bit later in the video. The next thing that I wrote down was unapologetic. So now, we all know that in friendships or relationships, there is nothing really perfect about neither one of them, right? And I get it. Sometimes in friendships, you're gonna have a few words, you're gonna have a fault, you're gonna have something that you're not happy with. And I feel like if the person can't say sorry, especially when they caused it, cut them off. And if they are cut off, keep them cut off, because you don't need those type of people back in your life. People that feel like that they never do nothing wrong to nobody, that's a trifling trait, right? That's a trifling trait right there. You don't need those type of people in your life. And it's a reason to why you don't need unapologetic people in your life. Now, the next one is always playing victim. We know that one person that always starts something, that's always initiating something, but as soon as that person retaliates back to that person that said to that friend that did or said something to them, it becomes a whole problem. Then they be sitting there playing victim. They be sitting up there upset and mad. And I'm saying this because I had a friend, we gonna name her Orange. I have had a lot of bad friends, like I have said earlier, but we gonna really use Orange today because Orange exhibits everything on this paper that I am talking about today when it comes to spotting a fake friend. So let's just say her name is Orange. I'm not gonna say her real name to keep her identity safe, because I don't want nobody seeing the video and saying, "Ooh, I'm bashing her and I'm slandering her name and stuff." No. So her name is Orange. I met her my freshman year of college. Orange was the type of person where she liked the big crowd of people. She had a big circle, and I sooner or later became friends with her in that circle too. So Orange was the type of person where she was always playing victim. And I remember this because it was this white boy in our group. And as you are going through school, whether it's high school or college, when you have a big circle of friends, usually as the year goes on, that circle starts to decrease, and that's because people are starting to get kicked out the group, because people are starting to see people for who they really are in their true colors. So that's what kind of pushes you away from people. The true color. So like I said, Orange was always playing victim, and come to find out, Orange was always the person saying something or doing something ignorant to somebody, but as soon as somebody did or say something back to her, it became a problem, and everybody in that whole circle had to stop talking to that one particular person because she was upset with him. So that's what I mean by always playing the victim. And then number 4, this brings us to number 4. They expect you to follow them, but they'll never stand by you. Orange was, like I said, Orange was always playing victim. So what I mean by that was she wanted you to be on her side. But if something bad happened to you, or you got in something, it didn't concern her, so she didn't care. So And I'm saying this because I had a real bad situation that happened to me my freshman year of college. Homegirl set up, it was like, well, I'm still gonna talk to both of them. Don't make me choose them against you. And when it gets to a point where people feel like that they're so important to the world, where they feel like you're gonna, that they feel like you're gonna make them choose them over you, you cut them off, because they too high. They think it too highly of themselves, and anybody is replaceable. Ain't nobody irreplaceable. Not this generation anyways. I'm just saying. Let's be real. Next thing, this brings me to number 5. They're always in competition. You gotta watch out for the people that's always trying to compete with you. Now, it's nothing wrong with friendly competition. Now, let's say, you in school and you like, okay, we gonna make a bet, you give me $100 if I get straight A's, and if you get straight A's and I don't, I give you $100. Okay, there's nothing wrong with a little friendly competition, as long as it's friendly and it's healthy. Nah, these little motherfuckers over here, when I mean by always in competition, they always try to outdo you, try to make it seem like they're doing something better than you. And if you're doing better than them, they're trying to find ways to like screw you off your path. And you don't want those type of friends like that. I'm telling you, time is so valuable. Do not waste your time on these people. Let them be in competition with something else. Period. With someone or something else. Not you, though. Because, like I said, you should be competing with yourself. You're not competing with her, him, shim. You're not competing with none of that. You're competing with yourself. And so, like I said, a fake friend is always in competition with you. You may not be in competition with them, but they're in competition with you. So, we don't want to do that. Okay, so number 6. I put for number 6, they get phony when they're around other friends. This usually happens in larger groups. And I'm using the larger group scenario because, like I said, it's a larger group. Now, it happens in smaller groups too, don't get me wrong, but in larger groups, you really see it because there's so many other people, so many other personalities, and usually in larger groups, you got the quiet person, you got the shy person, you got the wild kids, you got the kids that want to be wild, but they not wild at all. It's just the circle is too diverse, okay? And the simple fact that, this person to think that they're the leader is going to bounce from people to people. She'll have her days when she want to be with the wild people, and you probably won't mind hanging around them, but she won't let you hang around them for some strange reason. If that person, if he or she do let you hang around, they usually not paying attention to you. They paying more attention to the other people. So you have to watch out for those type of people, because I can guarantee you, once they not friends with them no more, or they can't get to that person for a certain day, then they'll try to come be in your face. And like I said, usually when people are doing that, they usually could be gossiping about you. You never know. So that's why it's so important to stay away from those big crowds of people. Stay away from those large circles. I know a lot of people want to be in large crowds because they feel like, oh, that's going to make me popular. No, you don't want to be popular these days. Stay the hell away. So this brings me to number 7. Constantly pushing a friendship on you. Okay. Usually, when you have friends, now don't get me wrong, in order to make friends, you gotta talk to people. You gotta let yourself know and be available, right? But when people are always constantly pushing a friendship on you, talking about, girl, you know me, you could say hey to me, or girl, we live on the same floor, stop acting like that, you could speak to me. It's usually a motive. So I feel like you have to really be careful about those type of people, because I'm a type of person where I'm really shy and people really don't come up to me and talk to me. But when I went away to school my freshman year of college, that Orange, when she had her little huge circle, she would always try to talk to me. And my thing was, I'm not gonna lie, I did try to initiate a conversation with her at first, and at first she seemed like she just wasn't trying to open up to me as a person, as a friend. So I left her alone. I'm the type of person where I see, if you don't try to open up to me as a friend or as a person, I get it. I know what that means, get lost. I don't want to be your friend. And one thing about me is I ain't going to beg you to be my friend. So that's what I did. But she kept asking me, how come I don't want to speak to her? How come I don't want to speak to her? How come I don't want to talk to her? How come I don't want to be her friend? So when I finally did give her a chance to be her friend, she fucked up. She fucked over me like crazy. And I was just over it, okay? So usually when people are constantly pushing a friendship on you, that's because they have a motive. And people do talk. Sometimes you may sit back and feel like you're invisible and nobody really knows you and people don't see you, but that's a lie. People do see you. A lot of people do see you, and sometimes people will make that they will have a motive in their head like, oh, she thinks she all that. You know, she thinks she too good to hang around us. Oh, I'll show her. We gonna turn her out. We gonna turn her or him out. And you don't want to be like that. You know, you want to be your own person. So I'm not trying to scare you to not have friends, but you really have to be careful, because sometimes people have motives. And once they get that motive out their way, once they accomplish what they was trying to do to you or do with you, let me tell you something. They'll leave you. And then they'll start talking shit about you. So that's something you got to be careful about. Okay, so number 8. The eighth way that you can tell or that you can spot a fake friend is they're always finding ways to belittle you as a person. And what I mean by that is, I remember when Orange, like, we used to go on, like, when we used to live in the dorms my freshman year of college, we used to go down to the boy floor. It was like the 3rd floor. And we used to play games. It wasn't nothing drinking or sexual. It was just like college kids playing card games. We was playing card games. And so, you know me, like I said, I just sat up and said I never really had friends that I was hanging around with every day and living with. So I never had a chance to, like, play games with people, right? And so we was playing, they call it Black Uno, Speed Uno, or whatever, Fast Uno, Black Uno. Ooh, I can't stand it. But it's so crazy that this girl was always roasting me. She was calling me stupid, and she was telling me, like, oh, you ain't playing next round. And it really pissed me off. Like, I'm a person that can take jokes all day long, but when I could tell a joke for something being serious, and she was serious. She was calling me stupid, calling me all out my name, and I wasn't fucking with that. So at that point, she asked me, did I want to play? And I told her, no, I don't want to play, because you're not going to sit up here and try to belittle me. Like I said, I don't know this shit, and then you belittling me over the most dumbest shit ever, a fucking game. So at that point, I couldn't. So the next thing I want to talk about, which is the 9th thing, is encouraging you to do bad to make themselves look good and make yourself look bad. And this is so true, you guys. You really have to watch out for these people that's always encouraging you to do something stupid that can jeopardize your future or possibly even your life to make themselves look good. And I'm saying this because Orange was always on some damn drama on our floor. Orange was always starting some goddamn shit on our floor. I'm not gonna lie. Sooner or later, I became the shit maker of the floor, because I was into it with the same girls that she was into it with. And it was so crazy that I would never forget it. And I remember that I got into it with some of the girls on the floor, my next door neighbor that was on the floor that I was living next door to. And then all I knew was me and the girl got into it, and then Orange came out the room talking about, y'all think, and then Orange came out her room saying, oh, and y'all always thought I was starting the drama on the floor. Oh, okay. And it didn't register into me that she was saying that I'm a troublemaker. It didn't register into my head until, like, later on at the end of the school year. And by that time, it was too late because all the damage was already done. So it was like, yeah. Now, the 10th step is they're never there to support you. Orange was the type of friend where when she finally got herself a new boyfriend, when she finally got a boyfriend, she was having sex. Okay, that's how it typically go for a virgin. You lose your virginity, you have a boyfriend, you're just having sex every day, all day long, right? Now, I didn't have a problem with her having a boyfriend, of course not, and I didn't have a problem with her spending time with her boyfriend, of course not. But it became to a point where even everybody else in the circle was like, yeah, where Orange at? They was like, oh, so she just left us hanging for a dude. She left us hanging for a dude, right? And I'm like, I guess. And, you know, I still wasn't talking trash about her, even though I did notice a big change in her attitude towards us when it came down to him. I was just like, wow, she really left us hanging. But then it's crazy because when her boyfriend had went away to the army, she started, you know, oh, I'm depressed and this and that. And then the crazy thing was, She was always talking shit. She was like always whispering to her roommate under her breath. And I'm just sitting here like, that's some fake bitch ass shit that she pulling right now. You feel me? And I didn't even know. And it's crazy because she always claimed that I was fake and phony because she said that she would always say hey to me and stuff and that I will always ignore her. And it's so crazy because I wear glasses. I'm not sure if anybody know this about me. I wear glasses. Without my glasses, I'm blind as hell. I can't see, well, I can see, but I can't see far back distance. And then on top of that, I wear earphones in my ear too. Now, I have good hearing, but when I have my music in, everything is tuned out from me. I know that sounds really dangerous. Like, girl, you're not aware of your surroundings. But no, for real. Like I said, I will always have my earphones in, and she told me how one day that she said hey to me, how her and her boyfriend said hey to me, and I ignored them and I walked right past them. And I'm like, I don't remember that day, and I have good memory to certain stuff, and I'm like, I don't remember that. And so for her to sit up here and say, well, you did do that, and I'm like, what the hell? And I told her, I was like, well, I'm sorry. I was like, I wear glasses, and I told you I have earphones in my ear. So for her to sit up there and make accusations like that and start being phony towards me, that was something different. I mean, I've always had bad friends, but the simple fact that she sat up here and made a legit excuse to why she was acting the way she was acting was terrible. Okay, so like I said, they're never there to support you, and I'm saying this because I was in an organization, a fashion show. I was one of the models, and she wouldn't come to the fashion show. You know, this is the time when she had her boyfriend. She told me why I told Orange, you should come support me. So she was like, oh, I ain't got no money. So it was only like $3. So I had $3. I was gonna pay for her to go. I just wanted her to go and support me. She, oh well, I'm going to my other friend's university for that weekend. This girl did not go to that university. This girl sat in the dorms with her boyfriend, doing the doing the nasty. So yeah, and usually when you have a friend, I don't care how uninteresting the thing is, even just show your face to let them know, like, yeah, I was here. You know, I feel like a real friend is going to support you. They may not want to be there because it's something that they're not interested in, but let's be real. They're going to be there because you're their friend. So if they can't support you, you know what time it is. Okay, so this brings me to number 11. You don't want to be around people that are not accountable. And what I mean by not accountable, they feel like they never admit that they was wrong, and they never admit to what they have said. They never admit things. And it's so crazy because it's been so many times where where Orange has cut people out of the circle, and it's because they cursed her out. Not because of she cursing them out. It's because she said or did something to them. They got pissed off and stopped taking it, and then they cursed her ass out and left her hanging. And it was so funny because I remember one situation. It was between her and this white boy. And he was in our circle too, and the white boy was her boyfriend's roommate. And so they got into an argument, and they soonly separated because the girlfriend, Orange, they was watching a movie, and she was saying that's that white people from Iowa, that's the shit that they do. And so, you know, usually you get offended. And so this boy, he never made a black joke at her. He never like made a comeback at her, never ever. And for her to sit up there and throw that first punch like that, he got pissed and said, no, that's that black people from Chicago. That's the shit y'all do. And so the crazy thing was, she was like, oh, so you talking about us black people and da-da-da this and da-da-da that. And then he started going off on her. He finally called her a bitch. And so then she got angry. I understood why she got angry, but I'm like, bro, you sat up here and you initiated that shit. Like, you legit sat up here and started that whole thing with this boy. And I just shrugged my shoulders because it was like, well, I don't care, because it's just a simple fact that you started it and you said the exact same thing to him, that he just said it back to you. So so at this point she mad at him, that she got him and the boyfriend arguing at each other. She got the boyfriend and the roommate, the white boy, arguing with each other. Now everybody in the circle can't talk to him no more. Like, she was just that type of person. Period. And then not only that, so you don't want to be around people. And she was sitting there playing this sob story like, yeah, he should never said this to me, and he said this to me, and it really hurt me that now that I had to cut him off. But then it's like, you really ain't gonna sit up here and hold yourself accountable for what you just sat up here and told this boy. Oh, okay, that's cool too. And so that's how a lot of her friendships end. She never held herself accountable. It was the fact that somebody did or said something to her. She felt like she had the right to speak up. As soon as somebody spoke up, back up against her about what she have said and done to them, it was a whole issue. So yeah, you don't want to be around those type of people that can't never admit that they're wrong. You don't want to be around those type of people. Period. And so this brings me to my 12th thing that you have to watch out in a fake ass friend. Phony kicking it with people you do not like. Period. We all know this one. You can't be my friend and be friends with my enemies, or be cordial or cool with my enemies. That's not what's gonna happen. And I'm saying that because of loyalty. Cause I feel like if I know a lot of people may sound like this is petty as hell, but for real, it's true. You can't be friends with somebody. You can't be loyal to this person, then be loyal with they fucking enemy. Because now it seems like you plotting and scheming. Now it seems like everything I'm telling you, you going back telling to them. Period. So yeah, Orange was doing that type of stuff too. I was not fucking with it. And it's so crazy how she didn't want you talking to her enemies that used to be in the circle, but she'll talk to your enemies, and she let you know straight up, like, oh, well, I'm still going to continue to talk to so don't have me choose. And like I said, I'm the type of person, you not that important in my life to the point where you think you that important and that I need you and that I need to survive with you in my life. Nah, I cut you the fuck off. Since you think you that highly important, bad bitch, we ain't cool no more. So the next thing is, I kind of just want to say, now, that was all the stuff that I had to say as far as fake friends, the 12 things, but I just want to let you know something. Sometimes the pettiest things, I know it sounds crazy, but sometimes the pettiest things can really show you how people feel about you. And I just want to say, if you can't hold people accountable for small things in life, I'm telling you, when shit gets rough in your life, when shit gets rocky, the big things, people ain't going to want to handle. They ain't going to want to have the time to, look into and take care of. And it's so true, because even though I was going through some petty shit in my freshman year of college, second semester, when it finally got to some really big problems that happened to me within my life in that period of time, I'm telling you, this girl literally chose me over a dude that was her friend, and she legit chose this dude over me about the things that has happened to me personally, that what he did to me personally, and she sat there and defended him the whole way out. And it's so crazy because he ended up not being her friend anyway. He ended up choosing his girlfriend over her. So now she was sitting there butthurt at the end of second semester too. So of sophomore year. So I really just want to encourage you guys to just really choose your friends wisely. And the last thing I want to say is, real life situations expose fake ass friends. Sometimes you may walk out with no friends. Sometimes you may walk out with a couple of people. Sometimes you may walk out with none. And when it gets to the point where you walk out with none, you have to realize that you can only rely on yourself. I'm telling you, this is a generation where everybody wants to have good friends, but nobody wants to put in that same work and effort. Me personally, I've learned, when I was in high school, I didn't have friends. People treated me really dirty in high school. People never really gave me a chance. So when I went away to college, I kind of went away with low self-esteem. I befriended a group of people that didn't match me, that didn't match my capabilities. I was just out here being friends with people. I'm a whole house girl. So, like I said, I'm a whole house girl. When I'm at home, I'm a homebody. My parents don't really let me outside. They don't let me run the streets. Thank God they don't. These girls they from Chicago. So, they run the streets. They here and there. They're very social people. I'm not a social bird. I'm a bird. Like I said, I'm a homebody. I'm a home girl. So it's sad that, like I said, that sometimes we put our trust into people and they do us dirty. And my thing was, like I said, you know, real life situations expose fake friends, and sometimes you're going to walk out by yourself, and that's all you really need in this, especially in this generation, because it's so crazy. Like, people are doing some of the most stupidest stuff to have friends. They're degrading themselves. They are putting other people at jeopardy, at risk to fit in with people. It's just so dirty how this generation is like cooperating when it comes to friends, and it's really bad to the point where history has gotten a lot of people killed because they don't want to start over with friends, because they don't want to see the bad in somebody. They don't want to see that this person ain't supposed to be in their life, and it shouldn't have to be like that. So I just want to say this. Anything in this list that I just sat up here and said about fake friends, you need to disappear from them ASAP. And not only that, those type of people, be friends with people that have the same morals and values as you. And if both of y'all got some fucked up values, y'all need to you need to evaluate yourself, period. Because those messed up values and morals can get you killed, period. Like I said, be careful. And when you hanging around a fake crowd of people and they finally messed up your life, they leave you hanging. And it's so crazy because when I tried talking to Orange about the things that happened to me in my freshman year of college and explained to her what was going on, I was explaining to her how she was high when she said this and that. She's sitting up here talking about, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. You interpreted the wrong way. And I'm like, no. And that's where I kind of had to draw the straw with her. Like, I realized that she did not change not one bit, because it ain't no way on earth you gonna sit up here and tell me that once again how I feel is wrong. So I really just want you guys to choose the right friends, because it's just too much. People are dying, literally dying, because they think they got friends, and they're being set up, being killed because of history, because they don't want to start over, because they don't want to be by themselves. And like I said, I've always had to be by myself. I never wanted to be, but I kind of got to a point in my life where it's like, I accept it for what it is. And if God do give me, I do have friends back at home, but I don't really be around them like that because they be busy. They be busy. They be really busy. Like, they spend time with their family, and I'm not trying to interrupt their family time. So my thing is, I am definitely a homebody. Like, I am definitely a loner. I'm definitely antisocial. So, like I said, I have to learn how to not depend, like, put my worth on somebody else. You can't make nobody care about you. You can't make nobody value you. And like I said, when it gets to a point where you can't trust people over the little things in life, when the big things start to happen, you definitely ain't gonna hear from them. So that's all I gotta say. Reevaluate your circle. And if you are just like them, messed up, if you are a fake friend, you need to reevaluate yourself in your life, because I'm telling you, karma is real. And like I said, I hate seeing people sit up here playing victim to something that they created in the first place when it come down to losing friends. You an asshole. So why you sitting over here playing like, oh, well, I know I'm an asshole, but I still want them to be my friend? No, I'm not dealing with no asshole, period. And I feel like this because I came into this world by myself. I don't need nobody speeding up my time on this earth, period. And that's what's going on. People are fake as hell, and they're getting you into some trouble, and they're getting you set up and killed, and I don't have time for that. So that's all I'm going to say. If you got a fake friend, you need to cut the cord and leave it cut. Don't try to rekindle nothing, and I definitely feel like you need to talk to them and let them know why you cutting them off and get it off your chest so you can move on peacefully with your life. Period. Because a lot of these people ain't to be trusted. A lot of these kids in this generation ain't to be trusted because they don't have the same morals as you. They don't have the same standards as you. So that's all I'm going to say. All right, I hope you took this video seriously, and I'll speak on another topic on another day whenever I feel like it. Bye.